Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire, Boxing Empire, back from boxing. Now, man, huge news, man. ESPN puts out World Fame 100. It has the highest rated athletes in the world based on Google searches and on social media. It's based on who's the most popular and who's the most searched fighters in the world. But like I said, it's between all sports. It's not just fighting. It's actually just any sport in general. And Wilder is actually more famous than Anthony Joshua. And this is big news, man. This is huge news. Apparently, he's ranked 34. He's ranked 34 in most famous athletes in all sports, which is a really big deal. And Anthony Joshua is ranked number 63. Now, Deontay Wilder is, and by this list, is bigger than Triple G. He's bigger than Canelo Alvarez. He's bigger than Manny Pacquiao. He's bigger than all those fighters, which is a really big deal. He's the biggest star in boxing, as put by ESPN. And, ESPN is a multi-billion-dollar organization. It's a corporation. And, they just gave Tyson Fury, a five-fight deal for over 100 million or 80 million. I think it was based in euros, but it's basically almost 100 million, So that being said, their stats and probability, on measuring how big a star is pretty accurate because they're putting money on these fighters, and to make money on ESPN, you definitely gotta know what your fighter is worth and what he's gonna bring in any sport. You gotta know how much he's gonna bring and how much revenue he's gonna bring. So knowing the stats on each fighter or athlete in general is essential. So that being said, man, Deontay Wilder is the biggest star in boxing now, and he's getting these deals like he's the biggest star in a sport. Recently, he got offered $100 million for dance, and I heard recently they upped the price to $120 million, which is it's shocking, man. It's shocking. Now that being said, Deontay Wilder he's only going to become a bigger star in boxing, man. He's not going to go down in boxing as a smaller star. He fought Tyson Fury coming out of retirement, and he hasn't fought in a very long time. Coming out of retirement, fighting has-beens to get back in shape, and that basically elevated him to superstardom. Because while Tyson Fury was accomplished in boxing, people really don't know him in America like that. He actually didn't, and from what I understand, didn't even make the list. So Deontay Wilder really carried the card with Tyson Fury. He just needed a dancing partner to be, for people to know. And Tyson Fury's, he's big in the UK, but worldwide, he's not that big of a deal. Because like I said, he's not in the top 100 in ESPN. But yeah, man, Deontay Wilder is only going to become a bigger star, and I'm glad he didn't accept the dance deal for the $100 million the first time, because that's not how you negotiate. You don't negotiate with the first offer they make. You sit on it, and you let them keep making higher offers until you get what you want. And that was evident by him denying the first $100 million, and soon after they offered him $120 million. Which is 20% more. And that was only a couple of days later, which is shocking, So Dance knows the worth of Deontay Wilder, and they're really trying to get the revenue up. There's been a report today that Dance, it's $10 a month for Dance right now, but they're already making plans to up that price to $19.99. They're obviously needing more revenue coming in, so they're going to basically double the price of Dan's. And believe me, it's going to keep rising. It's probably, by the time it's said and done, it's probably going to be $50 a month or something crazy like that to get all these athletes and everything on, because dance isn't just about boxing. It's about a lot of sports. It's basically like a sports app. It has like all your sports in one app. So that being said, they're definitely going to keep upping this price so they can make this revenue, But yeah, man. So that being said, man, Deontay Wilder is basically sitting out and waiting and getting these offers higher and higher. And, Deontay Wilder has a lot of options. The more he fights, the bigger he becomes. And it's not hard to become a bigger name in boxing when you're in America. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're knocking people out, you're exciting. And, Deontay Wilder, his character is just unique and different. Some people don't like it, but, it's evident it's working for him because he's the most searched fighter in the world. Especially this whole bronze bomber persona. It's crazy because sometimes Wilder, sometimes he says things that are cool and funny, but sometimes he seems erratic and it doesn't make any sense. And it seems like almost like a sociopath is in his head. Like he be saying the most craziest stuff, making him, most ridiculous expressions. But Bronze Bomber, the character, the persona, it's meant to be he's a knockout artist and he's wearing a mask. I mean, you're like possessed. He's like that's his persona. It's supposed to be intimidating and scary, And when you have someone like that who basically has all knockouts, you're not gonna have someone who's coherent and there all the way. You're gonna have someone who's spontaneous and sort of weird and almost like some serial killer type performance, persona, and it's actually, in my opinion, that's sort of scary. If you have someone, sitting there, he has all knockouts, and then all of a sudden he starts, talking and making faces and saying things that don't make sense and being sporadic, you can't make sense of it. That's the persona of Bronze Bomber. Everything he's gonna say is gonna be funny and everything like that. Sometimes it's gonna be weird and it's sometimes uncomfortable. And that adds to his character, actually, It makes him deeper than just, a cool, calm, collected, saying the right things, coming back with cool comebacks. Sometimes there's going to be some weird psychopathic behavior going on with Deontay Wilder, and he shows that. When he fought Tyson Fury, I mean, he was making noises and shit. He's like, he's doing all kind of weird shit and crossing his eyes, and he was saying some crazy shit, man. And then he was talking about killing him and shit and walking over Tyson Fury's body. I mean, he was saying some shit that a knockout artist would say. Someone who, basically, Wilder's talking about catching bodies and shit and killing the people. You see, it's like you're talking to a murderer, but he happens to box. You know what I mean? That's what it's like when you talk to Deontay Wilder. The murderer might say a couple of funny things here and now and then, but sometimes he might say some disturbing shit. And that's Deontay Wilder, man. The fact of the matter is, Deontay Wilder is a really big name because of his personality. His personality is a breath of fresh air in boxing. Some people try to put on this, I'm such a nice guy persona. Your kids can look up to me persona. But, people don't like phony, man. People don't like that. If you're not that kind of guy, you're not that kind of guy. If you got to be yourself, you got to be yourself. And Deontay Wilder, he's multiple personalities. Sometimes he's Wilder. Sometimes he's the Bronze Bomber. It matters. But, Deontay Wilder is definitely the biggest star in boxing right now. It's proven by ESPN. And ESPN does not work with Top Rank. Or they don't work with Top Rank. I mean, they don't work with... ESPN does not work with Sky Sports, and ESPN does not work with, Showtime or Fox. So that being said, they're basically a third party looking in and saying that, Deontay Wilder is actually the biggest star in boxing right now, according to their information, which is a really big deal. It needs to be taken seriously, right? Like I said earlier, Deontay Wilder knows his worth. The only thing they can do at a negotiation table, the only thing Dance can do is offer him more money. That's how you negotiate. You don't just hop on the first offer. People were talking about Deontay Wilder not taking an offer as being crazy and being dumb, being stupid. And a day later, they up the price 20%. The only thing you can do from there is go up in price. This isn't the Eddie Hearn type thing where they're gonna lowball you and things like that. This is a business who knows the potential of Deontay Wilder, who's gonna keep upping that price so they can get the guy. He's only going to become a bigger star, and boxing's always been a major part of American society as far as popularity goes. When someone starts knowing a heavyweight champion, they're going to be loved and adored. It's just a fact of promotion. That's about it, really. But and really exposure. It's not even really promotion. It's more exposure. As soon as Deontay Wilder gets into public consciousness, he's a big deal. His personality fits perfectly with his persona. The Bronze Bomber persona. Because sometimes he can be chill, sometimes he can be sporadic, sometimes he can talk like a killer. Because he is a killer. The Bronze Bomber. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. Deontay Wilder cracks the top 100, is the biggest boxer in the world. Compared to all athletes in the world, he's the most, well-known boxer by far, bar none. Crazy stuff, man. Getting these $100 million offers, and they stepped it up to 120 million, and that's still not enough. He still wants that bag, baby. He still wants that bag, baby. He still wants that bag. Let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobasket Empire. Peace. Basket Empire. Peace.